Welcome back to Lenny Plans. I thought I would do a side-by-side comparison of the Wonderland 222 B6 size now that I've finished 2022 and I've started in my 2023 planner. So I've pulled out my 2021 copy as well, just for curiosity's sake, because I really enjoy seeing those kinds of side-by-side comparisons. So I thought I would just give you that. Oh, hi, that's my cat. He's stepping in and stretching right in camera. Really sorry. Look at you. Come here, pretty girl. Sorry for that interruption. Cats, what do you do? I've lost my train of thought. So I have got all three here, and if you can look back at old videos to have a look at the flip through of the 2021. I do have them there, and of the 22 when I first started it. So you know, please do go back and have a little look. So the 2021, I actually used the notebook and the planner combination, so she's not quite as chunky as the 2022 version. Last year, it's weird saying that now, but last year I tried to sort of keep it as much in one place as I could, at least for my family planning, and I jumped into a separate work planner. I used the Hobonichi Cousin. I've used it on and off over the years, but for last year, for the second half of last year, I was using the July to December Avec for work, which is why it doesn't really feature much on the channel because it's full of confidential information. But I still really like to have that kind of separation. Now I'll show you, I guess, a final little flick through of the 22 and then a little bit of what I've started in the 2023. But I also just wanted to give you guys a little bit of a look at what I have been doing in the Take a Note planner that I started this year, because I have to confess, I'm loving it. So yeah, anyway, let me jump into the 2022. So I think I showed you guys from, I want to say around here also. So yeah, November I was really sort of back in it a lot more regularly. It's our new little kitty Oreo. He's so cute. Got a little snippet of a picture of him. That was not the kitty who was interrupting before. I've kept it a little bit more simple in the last few months, and I have to say I've been really enjoying that fact. It has become a little bit less task list oriented and a lot more family memory oriented, and I really like that. My kids actually are curious and engage well with you know, pictures and things like that, you know. So when I take note of here where they've both got an award for swimming, you know, when I keep track of those kinds of things, they just really love it. So I feel like it's become just this really nice space. I have to say too, it was around, it must have been, I want to say it was like this week, end of December, where, you know, a lot of the planners are starting, but you haven't quite finished your old ones. I felt a little bit overwhelmed by the number of planners that I had committed to for 2023. But I think in hindsight, that was because I had 2 Hobonichi Cousins on the go and 2 Wonderland 222s on the go. And I was really looking forward to starting the Hobonichi 5-year and the Take a Note. But I was just feeling really like, oh my goodness, I don't think I can keep up with this. But I think it was just like a moment in time. Now that I've sort of settled in and been doing just the 23 planners, I felt a lot more comfortable with it. quote, all bad things must come to an end. I didn't love 2022. It was really busy. There was a lot of beautiful memories, but it was definitely a challenging year. So yeah, let me know if you have any sort of questions or if you missed something that you had been curious about here, because I've been a little bit haphazard the last few months on the channel. I think it's definitely likely that I have missed something. All right, so 2023, I got the purple. I was really excited. I'm such a purple girl. And I've actually been keeping it in the Lauren Phelps Designs cover that you guys will have seen if you've been watching the channel for a little while, but it reflects so weird on camera, so I took it off for filming. So I'm using Coffee Monsters Co 2023. It's the Galaxy one from a couple of years ago. I think it's meant to go maybe with like the 5-year, because I've got 22, 23, 24, 25, 26 maybe, the stickers for that, but I just have kept them and I'm using them. And then I've got a Sakura Mochi vinyl sticker on there. It's one of her little monthly freebies, one of my favorite local Aussie sticker producers. So still pretty clean. I haven't put in collimatives for the last couple of days, so I'm using, this is different for me. So usually I use this as a birthday spread to keep track of friends, family birthdays. But one of the things that I've been doing in my trackers this last year is keeping track of my kilometers. I walk a lot of kilometers, and I kind of wanted to have it all on one spread. So I'm using this for that purpose. Looks like I still have some pencil lines there, which is super weird. So yeah, so I'm going to essentially just write down the number of kilometers each day, and then I'll be able to tally up the total at the end of the month, and then I'll be able to see it all at the end of the year, which I'm really looking forward to. I just really took great satisfaction in that this year, even though it wasn't on one page. So I'm really looking forward to being able to see it all in one space. And in case you are curious, and maybe this is just a little brag moment, because my goodness, it's an awful lot, but my total 2022 kilometers was 1,865, which is absolutely bananas. So that's kind of cool. I don't know how I will go next or this year. Maybe I can do 2,000. I don't know, that seems really excessive. That seems massive. Anyway, that's what I'm using this spread for. I'm using these as some, instead of putting birthdays and major events on this one, I'm using the quarter pages for that. And I've put in terms as well. So in Australia, we have 4 terms for school, and it's starting the week of 30th of January. So there's 1 week of term 1 that's flicking over into the second quarter. But apart from that, it actually lines up perfectly 1 term per quarter. And then we go off, my kids go off early December. The rest of the state, I think, goes off maybe a week or so later, and they get about 6 weeks of holidays over summer, Christmas. But they get these chunks in between to kind of recover. So we're only really doing 10 weeks at a time here, so it works really nicely for us. But yeah, I'm kind of keen on this. I feel like it's a really nice breakdown of the terms. So a little bit different for me. I haven't filled out December here because I was tracking it in the other planner, so I don't know. I have a Cricut, and I attempted to make like handwritten list of what I'm tracking, and it was really hard, and I ran out of ink on my the pen that I was using partway through, so it's super messy, which is annoying, but you know what, it still works. I managed to get that, so it's all set up already. the things that I track, and I usually just track, it's just basics of health. So my cycle, I get headaches around my cycle as well, so I track those. How much I'm sleeping, how much I'm walking, how much water I'm consuming, whether I'm eating clean, and whether I'm reading and doing my devotionals. So those are set up and ready to go. I put my I had a brain fart moment, and I put my 2023 unlocked on the December overview, but whatever, it's pretty, so I'm just leaving it there. So December, I was essentially like double planning. Where's December? So I was really in this planner, but I was sort of trying to just keep a little bit of a track, so I can, when I'm just in this planner, I can still look back and kind of know what was happening. And I actually find that really helpful. Sometimes I'm trying to remember what I did, what I spent, what was happening just the month or so before. So I find it really helpful to have it there. But I wasn't really like, this wasn't my working planner at that stage. Same with these. So I've got a little bit here and there, but I wasn't super in it. This is just a mild liner. Oh, sorry, that's my puppy. I've got, one of my dogs and one of my cats. I've got two of each. And they're in with me in the studio at the moment. So this is just mild liner, and this one was a bit messy because I was just sort of testing it out, but I was really excited that it worked so beautifully. To sort of, I've done it ahead as well, just to pop a little bit of color in. So yeah, what I've done here is January overview. I've been using this as a title page generally, but I also thought I might just pop down the main events from essentially the quarter, just as a quick view if I need it. I have not made this pretty. This is pure function at this point. It's school holidays, so I tend to have a little bit more time to play. So I am hoping I'll have a little bit more space to prettier up eventually. But yeah, so this is when I was really in this planner. So I'm just sort of marking down the events ahead of time. Let me grab the week ahead. So this is what it looks like at the beginning. So I'm just jotting down when I'm working, what events we have. We've got a groomer in church and a basic to-do list. And these are just in some Jib and Tacho post-it note style flags. And then as I go, I'm just reflecting on what happened, main events, how we felt about it, a couple of photos from what we did. Cocktail, delicious. My boys bought me a champagne cocktail kit for Christmas. It's so cute. So yeah, I did that. I had a pomegranate champagne cocktail. Very fancy. So this last week, in the first full week of January, yeah, it's been a really nice week actually. Despite Friday, my cycle started and I got hit really hard this month. But yeah, we've just had some lovely walks outside. My eldest and I are doing some regular walks, 2-3 a week, just to kind of get out and moving a little bit more. It's been really lovely. This was a walk to a local waterfall, which was so beautiful. Boys just had fun being out in nature. We're just trying to encourage them to just take space, not be busy, not be looking for the next thing. We've definitely been a little bit overscheduled the last couple of years, I think, actually. So we're just trying to slow things down a little for this year coming. This was a girls' night. My Bible study girls and I, we seem to have an annual tradition. One of the girls, her family are still staying with family in another state, and she comes back for work a little early, so she's got the house to herself, so she always invites us over for a meal. And we discovered this year that it lines up with an Irish holiday. And for those of you who've been playing along at home, you might know that I did a Gaelic short course last term, and so yeah, it was really interesting that someone else, it wasn't me, someone else found out that our annual dinner lines up with Nolegna Man. And this is like the Epiphany celebration, and in Ireland it tends to be like a women's end of Christmas or women's Christmas or something like that. I don't know, we're still just uncovering this thing that apparently we've been doing for a while that is an actual event. So that's kind of cool. We're enjoying that. Usually it's on the 6th, but we happen to have dinner on the Saturday this year. But yeah. So that is the week that has been for me, and this is the week to come, as I showed you, because I'm keeping it so simple ahead of time at the moment, and I don't have a lot of task lists. I will still jot them down in here if I need to, but it's holidays, so I'm just being a little bit more free and easy with my planner at the moment, just to kind of see where it takes me. But yeah, that is the beginning of my 2023 Wonderland. Let me know if you have any questions about what I have done there. As you can see, I really do love this planner. Love the paper, love the basic size. I'm really loving it for just that kind of memory, family memory keeping, and just being able to kind of go back and see. Anyway, love it, love it, love it. I did promise you a little taste of the other planners that I'm using. So I've started the 5-year Hobonichi. I just got the A6. I feel like there's an A5. I don't know. I'm having a brain fart on that now. Anyway, so maybe it's all A6. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. I have this size. It is A6. And I'm turning 40 this year, so it's a really nice time to start, and I'm really excited to essentially have, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44 in one book, and then carry on from there. So the 23 to 27 is an unusual bracket of time for most people, but it is meaningful for me, so I'm really, really keen for this. So it's like I have started, and all I'm doing is just jotting down sort of highlights from the day, and I've been really consistent so far. It's not a lot to do. I do look forward to when I am going through next year. I think that will be really interesting, to be able to kind of look back, and see how the days compare and the years compare. So it's not too much, and I'm doing this at the same time as this planner. So I'm using this as more like a daily log, and then from this I've got it really fresh in my head what those key points of the day were. So it really only takes me a few minutes to fill this out. I'm hoping that helps me stay in it and to stick with it. Because yeah, I think it'll be really cool if I can do that. So this, however, I'll explain this in a moment. So if you've seen on my channel, I talked through the planners that I was using. So this is the Take a Note planner for 2023. Love it. And I'm just keeping it in this personalized Kiki K planner. It's got my name embossed. And I really wasn't sure what I was going to do with this planner, or how it was going to kind of fit in with everything else. So it's sort of still fairly simple. This was December, and I'm mostly trying to just keep the stickers to washi stickers so it doesn't become super overloaded. Not aiming for chunk. I love chunk, but I'm not aiming for chunk in here, because I just love how clean it is. So this is January so far, so we are here. It's the 8th today where I'm filming. Yeah, I'm not doing a huge amount ahead. Let me find where I started. So this is, I'm just so happy with this planner, hey, like it's amazing. So this is the first week, and all I'm doing is kind of, it's almost back planning each time. I pop in pencil the main events for the week coming. So this is the week coming, and I've just popped in pencil the things that are on. And then at the end of the day, I'm logging what time I woke up, what time I went to bed, and if I went out and I had an event, and then I'm popping it in just as a time bar. I'm tracking the weather as well, and then I'm popping in a couple of stickers and I'm journaling around that. It's not super intense journaling, so I don't mind showing this. So far I haven't had anything like super personal. It's been really lovely start to the year, so no major chaos, which is amazing. Yeah, I just I'm really happy with how this is turning out. This is the second week, so this week. This is a stamp, and it is using what's it called? It's quite heavy, like archival ink, and it really, there's a little bit of ghosting, but there was no bleeding. So I think you can see it on camera, like that it's come through the other side, but I wasn't super bothered by it. I could have just written over that. There just wasn't much to write on that day. Yeah, I did end up pulling out my sprocket, my HP sprocket. I really do much prefer the selfie just for color. And actually I've got a comparison of the 2-on-1 spread. So these are printed on the sprocket. It was like one piece of paper with this. And these are on the selfie. So just, I mean, I don't know whether you can see it. It's always hard to know whether it's coming through clearly. This just is a lot warmer in tone. And I often prefer a slightly cooler toned image and print. So I think it just depends on what you're going for. But the reason I pulled it out for this one, aside from the fact that I've still got paper and it's probably a good thing to use up what I have, just the way that this planner is feeling to me, it's just a little bit more, almost warm toned, a little bit more vintage. So I kind of felt like it was okay to put one sticker in, and the sprocket paper sticks really well, so it doesn't feel too heavy on the page. I say that now, as long as I don't overload it, I think it will still stay fairly slim. I think it's only been 2 weeks, but she's not bulking up much. Yeah, so that is how I am using the Take a Note. So yeah, basically once I do a little bit of a journal about what happened, I've got it clear in my head what the highlights are, that's when I would jump in here and just record those like kind of key points in a few sentences. And that's my evening routine at the moment, and it's working really well. And then I'm using the Wonderland almost as a weekly review. Yeah, like I've got essentially, it's really not taking a lot of time. Maybe it's just because I'm not so busy at the moment. Love holidays. But yeah, it's sort of just popping in the main events and then putting in some more photo memories and things like that in here. Yeah, so those are my planners. As I've said, the Hobonichi cousin I am using as well. I've got the English version for 23, but it's already got some confidential information. So, you know, if you really want to see, there's honestly not that much to see. It's just like almost like a notebook planner. It's really like there's nothing pretty in there. Yeah, the one thing that I have found with this planner is because I'm spending some time in it, and probably more time than any other planner, I am getting a little bit of like the creative juices kind of itching to flow again. And this doesn't have notes pages, so I don't have the freedom and flexibility to do anything creative in here. So what I ended up just doing is pulling out, I have a Tomoe River paper, just a blank notebook, and I've just slotted it in. So I haven't used it yet. I really only just had this genius moment. think it was yesterday. And yeah, I just thought, well, I just want to have some space to be able to be a bit more creative if I want to. Or I can always just kind of jot things down if I need to. But yeah, so that is how it is going. I'm 2 weeks in now. And I'm loving it. I know, I feel like there's been a little bit of curiosity about the take a note. And I am so with you, and I am so loving it. So if I can take a moment to just enable you, go for it. If you're curious, go for it, because I'm loving it, and I'm loving all of them. So I think it just depends on what your needs are, but these are really working for me at the moment. I'm really, really happy with them, and they all kind of serve a different purpose. So yeah. Well, that is my very lengthy description of how I have been going for the first 2 weeks in these planners, and also that flip through of the end of 2022 as well. Let me know if you want a full flip through of the year. I'm happy to do that. I think I did that for 2021, and that seemed to be quite appreciated. So let me know if that's something that you're interested in. But otherwise, I will keep you guys posted on how the year progresses. I would love to hear your thoughts on what you've seen today. And if you're using these planners, how you're going with them the first couple of weeks, what your thoughts are as well. Hope you're all going well. Stay safe. See you next time.